Well, very good morning, guys. So last class we just been learned about um, creating an MVC core project, and also we have just been discussing about these things. What route, how to set the route patterns. Two different types of routing. What we just been talked about. What is it? Conventional routing, attribute routing. So I explained about both the two things: conventional routing as well as the attribute routing. Well, we discussed like we are going to create views today. Creating views in MVC code. See, I'm going to create a new project, guys. Taking a empty project. Come on, here. I created an empty project. I'm creating a empty project. Help me in making an MVC project now. What are the changes to be done? I GAN for 7.0. I GAN for 7.0. What should I do first? Which file? Which file? Which file? Go to program.cs file. Just a minute. Program.cs file. Above the build statement. Above the build statement. What you should write? Builder dot services dot add with views. Next, below the build statement, app dot use static files. Next, you're required to define the route pattern here. You're required to define the route pattern. Okay. So for the setting the route pattern, we just call a method. What is the method? Array for setting the route pattern, we call a method. Add dot add controller map controller route. Okay, if it is the attribute routing, last class we done it already. Otherwise, it is map controller route. We just require to call map controller route, and we require to specify the name and pattern. The name and pattern. Yeah, we already know this. Done. Next. Come on, next. Where? Solution here. In the project, open the solution explorer and add the folders now. First one. www root. Controllers. Models. All the three. So what we added? www root, controllers, models, views, everything is added. So now our project is a MVC project. So that's what I said you here. Create a new ASP.NET Core empty project, naming it as MVC Core Tag Helpers. Choose target framework as out of support or 6 or 7 and click on the create button. Because we're choosing an empty project template, configure the project to work as an MVC as explained earlier, and then do the following. I already explained you on the top, do it. Yesterday we talked about it. I'd not again mention all the things here. Okay. Now I want to create a login page, guys. I want to create a login page. Oh, we need a login view now. Then we need a login model. Every view requires a model. So first I'm adding a class. What is the class? Model. Class, a class called login model in the models folder. What is the class? See? Password. Email, password, remember me. Email, password, and remember me. Simple code. Okay. And come on, guys, go to models. Same like MVC only. Same like our MVC only. Add a class. What is the name? Login model. I want to use annotations in the code. So system.component model. Oh, this is also same only. Component model data annotation. And now declare the attributes of your things now. So have a look. Email address, password, data type is password. Yeah, done. So our model class is ready. So based on this, can we create a view now? Okay. Next, add a controller. So add a controller. Let me give some name for it. I given the name as account controller. Same, add. Choose a controller. Account. See, nothing changed, man. Controller adding, view adding, model adding, everything same only. We're just using a controller. Okay. So now, see there. What is the default method? I action result. But what I want is login. I action result, no problem. This is a parent. Anything can be used. Or if you want to be specific, change to view result. If you want to be specific, change the code to view result. Just changing to view result. See that. Delete the existing index action method and write the below code. We're just adding a login method. Okay, nothing special in this. Now you can add a view for this now. So shall we add a view now? For what? Login. Shall I use scaffolding for creating a view? Directly generate all the code for us now. Right click. Add view. Raster view empty, raster view. Two options are there. We have two options. One is raster view, one is raster view empty. Raster view means basically it will ask you, tell me model class name and all the things. If I say empty means it's not going to ask you that. Okay, I'm selecting empty only. Just click on the add button. And now it is just going to open you here. You see now raster view. So raster page is there. That is for web app. Web app uses raster page. For us, it is raster view. And name index.cshtml. No, my name is not index.cshtml. What is it? Login.cshtml. Click on the add button. Empty view added. Now here, what you'll do, import the model, @model, namespace, MVC core tag helpers dot models dot login model. I'll tell you a new thing here. Watch. If at all you want to import, every day we used to write code like this only. Other option what we have is using dot models. Afterwards, we can say login model. Yes or not? Okay. But see, tomorrow I have 10 or 20 views here. Everyone has a different model class. All models are present in the same namespace. So in every file, do I require to import the model namespace or not? 20 times we need to import. Without that, MVC core introduced a concept called as, okay, MVC introduced a new concept here. What's it is? I forgot the name, guys. Global imports, global usings. We just have a global imports of the global using here also. So what we can do, already you know global imports in C# classes. In one file, we can just use it and use in all the places. Same like this, we can go for using the global imports and you can use it for the whole views now. No need to write @ using all the times, or no need to prefix this all the time. Without prefixing this all the times, or without using this all the places, where you can write is, you can write in one separate file basically. How can I write now? Watch. Right click on the views, say add view, raster view empty, click on the add button. And if you scroll down here, you know this view start. What is this? We already learned about this view start file earlier. This is the first file to execute for layouting and all we do. Okay, same way now we have view imports. Yeah, global imports is done by using the view imports.cshtml file. What is it? View imports.cshtml. Just like view start. Now we have view imports. View start we know already. So what is new now? View imports is new. Add it. By default, it will add you a file called _view imports.cshtml. _view imports.cshtml. Add it in the views folder directly. Okay. Now here you can import the namespace @ using. What is that? Tag_models. Now coming here, you don't require to write all these things. Simply what you can say is @model login model. So all view imports can be under one file now, just like global imports in C# already you learned. You can put all the global imports in one file and consume in all the places. Same ideology here. But what you call view imports now. So in the view imports, perform all the imports now and come here. Simply, you can cut short the ring without writing lengthy. How we used to write? IEnumerable of namespace name dot project name dot models dot. Whatever is the name, that much lengthy name we should give now. Now it is very simple. What you require to write is only the model name. Remaining all is present in the view imports file. Is it clear, all of you? So this is a new thing what they added for you in us. See, add a view to login. You know this raster view empty and all. Now in the view, we need to import the model class to access the properties of model class. To access the properties of the model class, we need to import it as following. In the above statement, we are prefixing the namespace name before the model class name. And we need to do this in every view where we are using the model binding now. Every view where model binding is required, you need it. To simplify the coding or decrease the typing work, MVC core introduced an option called as view imports. That is, it's a new .cshtml file present under the views folder, just like view stat, but with the name view imports.cshtml. And we can use this file this file for importing all the required namespaces for the views. For importing all the required namespaces for views, so that we don't require to do that again and again in each view. Without writing in again and again in each view, we can do it for one more time. Anyhow, you learned in .NET 10 we have global imports. The same concept of global imports was added for you in the views also now, with the concept of the view imports. Global imports only, but now called view imports. If you create a project type core empty, then we will not have view imports.cshtml by default in our project. So we need to explicitly add it. And to do that, right click on the views folder, select the option add view, which will open a new window. In that window, select raster view empty and click on the add button, which opens another window. Select the template, which displays _view import.chtml as the file name of file. Click on add button to add it to the project. By default, the file will be empty, and the file, write the below statement. What you're writing? The namespace name, @ using namespace name. Note, If we create a project of type MVC, then we don't require doing all the things above because by default view import file is added. Array view start file, all this will by default come na MVC project. Now also I'm telling the same thing. Add an MVC project. View start is automatic. View import is also automatic. And the model namespace is also imported there. Everything is ready-made. Now in the login.html, without prefixing the namespace name before model class, we can write the following code. How to write? @model, login model. That's it. @model, login model. And this is going to perform the importing work. Is this clear? So going forward, I will again not prefix. I will never prefix the namespace name. Simply I'll import the namespace to you. Simplified or not? Okay. What next? Installing Bootstrap. I want to install Bootstrap. Or you know how to install Bootstrap. You can use NuGet Package Manager or you can use Library Manager for installing a Bootstrap. I already explained you both the two options to in the MVC file to you. What is that? NuGet Package Manager also, Library Manager also. But maximum we use the NuGet only there. Here I want to use a Library Manager. Use here. Choice is yours. Anything can be used. Okay. And see when you have a Library Manager, we use it. Remember, it will add you a file called as libmen.json. One file will be added called libmen.json. By default, we don't have the libmen.json. Now I'm using a library manager. How to use library manager? Right click, add, and here you will be finding an option client side library. Client side, select it. And if you want, you can use NuGet also. No props. It'll ask you from where to download. CDN.js library. What do you want? Type there, it'll show you. Bootstrap. Better you type it as Twitter Bootstrap. Twitter Bootstrap. Twitter Bootstrap, the latest version. And now it is telling you, shall I include all the libraries? Yes. Where? In the www root lib folder, Twitter Bootstrap, it is going to install all the files to there. It's going to install. Already we added the root folder now. Now lib and Twitter Bootstrap are automatically going to come to you. Okay. So click on the install and see it'll add you libmen.json. And under this, it should also bring you happening, guys. Wait, hold on. Yeah. All the required files, whatever it is, everything is coming up here. And also you can find this information in the libmen.json. Libraries. It's an array, guys. The first library is the library. Array, it's an array. See, started here and is the first library. Tomorrow, I want to install one more library. Comma. Same pattern again. Library. I want to install jQuery. Next. Destination. www root lib. Always not lib. I'll just say scripts. And create a folder called jQuery. I type here, just see, that's not there here. That's not there here. But once I come here and save, created C. It installed automatically. Are you clear? See, I am removing from here. Save. Remote there also, see. Are you clear? You can do using NuGet or you can do using library manager also. Okay. So you can just mention the details here and automatically that will install. You modify, that will change there. If you delete, that will delete there. Okay. Anyhow, we have Bootstrap in the code now. Okay. So I just used the library manager and you see here, yeah, what is the version? 5.3.0 is the latest version by the time of preparing this document. For you, it is printed at 5.2.0. At the time, it is 5. Now it is 5.3. Select include all library files radio button. Target location. Specify the target location. Click install. And this will install Bootstrap in your project under the specified target location. And this will also add a file in the project with a name called libman.json. Under the file, the details of all the libraries installed will be present. Okay, now let's write the code in login.css. By deleting all the content of the file except model class import statement for creating a login model using, HTML helpers. I am not teaching anything newly, guys. Come on, go to login.cshtml and watch what I written. See there, login form using login, account controller, post. This is Bootstrap. This is just a Bootstrap to do alignments and all. What I used? Anti-forgery token. You remember this anti-forgery token already? Next, I'm using a div label. Yes, model binding. Text box name. All model binding now. Password, checkbox, label. And these two buttons, normal HTML code only. Run this. And this is all the old story, how we used to create from the last 2 months. From last 2 months, we are creating views like that only by using HTML helpers. By using the HTML helpers, we are creating. Okay, it has launched the Kestrel because the default is Kestrel. Controller name, account, method name, login. Just it has created you the things. I think Bootstrap folder name is wrong. Okay, it Twitter-Bootstrap. That's Twitter Bootstrap CSS bootstrap.css. Oh, everything came. All are selected of bootstrap.min.css. Under that you have subfolder again. Okay, just drag and drop it. Yeah, the folder part is wrong earlier. Twitter Bootstrap, CSS, bootstrap.min.css. You drag and drop, just drag and drop there. So automatically you'll get it. Okay, I want to change to IIS Express because Kestrel takes a little bit time to launch the server and all. So IIS Express is faster. Account and login. Bootstrap. Okay. I did not do anything new here, guys. This is all old story. We have learned how to create the views by using HTML helpers. I just used HTML helpers and created this now. Okay. Now I'm going to show you the new thing now. Now I'm showing the new thing for all of you. Watch. What is it? This is our old code, what you are using for creating, using all HTML helpers. Now, without using HTML helpers, last class I explained you. What is it? Microsoft introduced as a new concept called tag helpers. Introduced a new concept called tag helpers. So the tag helpers coding will be just like your regular HTML code only with extra attributes to it and making your job and work easier and simple. How do we use it, sir? Okay, watch guys. I'm removing the using statement. Body form, I removed it. Now use our regular form tag. Form. Okay. Method is equals to post. Method equal to post. Now here write ASP hyphen. What is the controller name? And ASP hyphen action. What is the action method name? Okay. But still, these tag helpers are not in action now. The tag helpers are not in action in the sense I'm running this view, guys. Is a form created? Let us go to view page source. The form created and it is writing is ASP controller, ASP action here. ASP controller, ASP action. What is the controller name, guys? Account. What is the action method name? Login. Method names. But still, when I run this code, it will show you as ASP controller, ASP action. But in HTML, we don't have any attributes called ASP controller, ASP action. HTML has ASP controller attribute. Why will HTML give you ASP controller attribute value option now? It doesn't have. Okay. So now the tag helpers are still not in action. If you want to use the tag helpers, first you're required to import the tag helper library first. We're required to import it. How to import the tag helpers? So basically, if at all you just want to use tag helpers, go to view imports file. Just now I explained about the view imports file now. Go to view imports file, all of you, views, view import. And here you just required to import the tag helpers. How to import? Like this. @ add tag helper. @ add tag helper. And then you're required to write the namespace name. What's it? All these are defined under Microsoft dot ASP.NET Core.MVC.tag. ASP.NET Core ASP.NET Core dot MVC.tag helpers. MVC.tag helpers. That's actually what you need to write, guys. But what you want to import all this is a namespace, and you want to import all the classes in this. Actually, the syntax will be star and a comma. The star is to indicate all the classes and a comma. Okay. Now see, when you're typing this MVC dot tag helpers. Earlier it's an error, but now we don't have any error. No red lines here. Microsoft dot ASP.NET Core dot MVC dot tag helpers. Are you clearer? We just required to write that particular thing. So when you do this, you're trying to make use of the built-in tag helpers in your project now. You're trying to make use of the built-in tag helpers. And now come to login.html. Still not working. Still not working. I done something wrong, guys. It's still not working. Microsoft spelling mistake, huh? Yeah, still not working. Spelling mistake. Oh. Yeah, in action. How do I know? The color changes. The color changes, see. You see the purple color. You see purple color here. And these are all the new attributes you have. You want to see the difference now? Come on, let's run. Got it? Earlier, what it showed here? ASP-hyphen controller, API action. But see now, once I just you imported the tag helpers, automatically it is changing of the code. Like this, you'll be writing the regular HTML code only. What you'll be writing is the regular HTML code with new attributes. That's all. And that too, very easy, understandable attributes only. ASP-hyphen controller. To understand these attributes are all going to be your attribute.net means your new attributes. Everything starts with ASP. And see there, these are all the attributes list now. All the attributes list, you can use them. I'll tell you what is the use of each and every attribute. So right now, already we used ASP action, ASP control. That's why they're not in the list. Are you clear? Like this, we can just use the tag helpers now. Okay, hold on. What do you want now? What I want, I just wanted to have a label and a text box. I just wanted to add a label and a text box. Okay, watch. I'm using a HR. I'm putting a rule there, a horizontal line. We'll do one thing, horizontal line. And then I'm using a div tag. And here, what you want to place is a label and a text box, correct? How do you add a label, guys? In HTML, not MVC, HTML, label only. For HTML, it is label only. Okay, label. What do you want to show here? The name, what you want to show. What is that? Email. You want to show it as email. But basically, I want to do model binding now. For that, we have a special attribute, ASP-for. ASP-for. Immediately, color change of C now. And you see, all the model property names are listed automatically. In a tag helper sub, you write whatever is the class name, what is the login model, something, some L, lambda expression, L dot. But here, ASP-for, you will see the list of attributes. What do you want? Email. Okay, next. Want a input type. Type is equals to text. Type is equals to text. ASP-for. What? Email text box. You want an email text box now? Okay, and run this code, guys. All of you observe. Created a text box. View page source. Name, ID. These are also automatic now. I did not write all these things. Regular HTML code. If regular HTML, again, I should write ID is equals to, name is equals to. Did I write? I did not. What did I do? I only specified input type is equals to and left it. Okay. Input type is equals to and ASP-for. Input type is email. The type is equals to email. And see, guys, just a minute. Remove that. Just a minute. Remove that, guys. Remove that. I did not write it. I did not even write text also. Input type, I did not write. Simply I said input ASP-for. How, sir? Because for the model, I set the data type as email. In the model, I set the data type as email. So automatically type is email now. Are you clearer or not? The type is email and you're just getting off the appropriate text box, the email text box. Clear or not? Understood my point? Okay, so that is how you're just going to create. Okay, just a minute here. For labels, yeah. For label, by label is mandatory. For label, by label is mandatory. That's why we did not see that. Okay. Come on. What next? Help me. Label. ASP hyphen for password. Next. Input. ASP hyphen for password. That's all. Got it. I got email, I got password. And the one we want checkbox now. We want to checkbox. Checkbox also same code, guys. Checkbox also we have the same code. Okay. Just a minute. All node now here. Just div tags what we use. By div. Again. A div. Again the same thing. What? Label. So here, what is the data type of remember me? Boolean. Correct na? Because it is Boolean, observe it all of you, it will create a checkbox to you. It's going to create a checkbox. Okay, what next? Two buttons. Button creation code is same in HTML, tag helpers, HTML helpers. Everywhere it is same code. Input. Type is equals to submit. Okay. Value is equals to login. Value is equals to login. Next. Reset. Sir, Bootstrap. I want to use Bootstrap. You want to use Bootstrap? Yeah, I want to use Bootstrap. Okay, we'll use Bootstrap, guys. Guys, if you want to use Bootstrap here, we'll use some Bootstrap classes, remember? How did I use the? First, for the form, I used the Bootstrap. All this, I'm using a Bootstrap classes here. Yes or not? I can use Bootstrap classes here also. How do you apply Bootstrap in HTML? Write the class name over. No need to again use a new keyword, curly braces, not required. Simple HTML, class is equals to, write the Bootstrap class name you wanted to use in the code. Write the Bootstrap class name you wanted to use in your code. Simply. And yeah, class is equals to btn hyphen primary. So the point to note is, it just looks like my regular HTML. It looks like my regular HTML. So much more simplified code compared with your HTML helpers. Are you clear? Compared with my HTML helpers, the code is going to be much more the same old story, how we just write the code. So this is how you just create the things. Now you can compare. This is your old code. What is this? Action method name, controller name, post, any bootstrap to apply. Next. I to use HR there. Next. This is okay. And how to create a label? M. And again, the class you wanted to use. Again, a text box. Then label, a password for. Next, checkbox, label. The two buttons. But with the help of tag helpers, are you writing the code, see now? Regular form tag. The other attribute is, and concentrate on this, guys. The tag helpers means the new attributes will be in a different color. and regular attributes will be in a different color. Look at class. Class is a regular attribute of HTML. ASP for ASP action, ASP controller, all these are new attributes. So that's why you concentrate on this. Your div tag is, if you just understand wherever this ASP controller, action, ASP for class is on our normal color only now. And how do you identify a ASP for attribute is like this. In the latest version, one more change they have done. What is the change is, if you are using any ASP new attributes, then the tag color also changes. See, I did not use any attribute on div, regular color, HR. Where I used? Form I used. Label I used. Input I used. Basically, this is another difference here because you see here, this is old. This is the old version. In the old version, only attribute colors will change, but the tag colors will be our maroon, the same old color. But in the latest, that also will change. Tag color also will change. Provided you use any new attributes. If you're using any new attributes, the tag color also will change off here. Is it clear? Okay. So few new attribute, that's all. See, one thing understand here. I'm writing here, method is equals to post. Let me delete it. Method is equals to post. Run. I forgot to show you one thing there. I'll show you that also. But in HTML, default method is get, you remember? But when I add this attribute, what? Controller, action, method became post. You delete those two attributes, guys. Delete the two attributes. Any guess? What will you get? You did not get the method attribute. And don't forget, if you don't get a method attribute, default is get. In HTML, what is the default? Get. But see, when I add these two attributes, what two? It will automatically add method is equals to post. Means writing here method is equals to post is not mandatory. Even it delete also, what you get is a post only now. What you are going to get is post only in this context. It's going to be that method is equals to post. Point clear, all of you? Yes or not? Like this, we have a set of not lengthy attributes. A few attributes, easily remember. You can understand controller, action, per, which property you want to bind it for. That's it, 3 attributes we saw here. Remaining all are our normal HTML attributes only what we used here. Okay, and one more thing. Did I add an anti-forgery token? Did I? No, I did not add an anti-forgery token. But when we use HTML helpers, we must use anti-forgery token. Yes or not? We must use the anti-forgery token. And here, I did not use the anti-forgery token. And basically, that service is free of cost. It added, say, request verification token. Check it out in your HTML helpers. Until and unless you write @HTML.anti-forgery token, you will not write this line now. But here in tag helpers, this service is free. You don't require to again say @anti-forgery token. You got it. That's what the difference I was showing you here and here. Check your old code. What did you write here? I did not write in MVC. Sorry, I did not write in tag helpers now, but still I got it. Are you clear? That service is provided free and you don't require to include anything. I don't require a method post. When I say controller, when I say action method name, it will automatically take the method as post method because that is the secured mechanism and takes the post method. Okay. So these are all the advantages what we have. Now you can compare Which code is simple and easy now? Come on, tell me. Three options before you. HTML code or HTML helpers or tag helpers. Regular HTML code only. New attributes you are using, that's all. No new syntaxes. No new syntaxes. I don't require to say new of, open the curly brace. All the nonsense is not there now. Got my point or not? Sir, I want to pass some route values. How do I pass? I want to pass some route values. How do I pass? Very simple. If at all you want to pass any route values, ASP hyphen route. ASP hyphen route hyphen what is the name of the parameter for which you want to pass it? I want to pass customer ID. That's it. Any name you can give there. The customer ID there. In the code also it will be customer ID. ID here. ID. Student number. Student number. Whatever you write here, the same thing should be present in your code. So ASP hyphen route hyphen, and you can just add this. You won't find ASP hyphen I. What you find is only ASP hyphen route. That's all. For that, we should add a hyphen. The last one here. Hyphen blank. It left out blank there. See. Fill that blank now with your property name now. Fill that blank with your property name. If it is the customer ID, write customer ID. If it is student ID, write student ID. You can pass the route values. So the coding will become still easy and simple. Mainly advantage is for UI developers. The UI developer who is not aware of MVC, the UI developer who is not aware of MVC also can easily build the application now, build the UIs by just learning only about these attributes. What attributes? The tag helper attributes. The tag helper attributes. Okay. Well, I will look. Yeah, this is all the old code we imported. Global login, installing Bootstrap. Afterwards, we added a login.cshtml, and this is a code we are writing by using. I am not giving any explanation for this particular code. You already know this code. Okay. Now come below. In the view, what we have created above, we used to design the UI or view, whereas MVC core provides us tag helpers for UI or view designing. It provides us what? Tag helpers for UI or view designing. We just have a new concept of tag helpers. How to use tag helpers? How to use tag helpers? You're telling you can use tag helper. Then how to use them? All right. To use the inbuilt tag helpers, we must import them by using @tag helper directive in view import.cshtml file. If our project is ASP.NET Core empty, we need to perform importing explicitly. Whereas if the project is ASP.NET Core Web, then automatically imported. If you open an MVC project, that already imported already. No need again. Because already some views are created in a MVC project, all using tag helpers. So everything is already imported. But ours is not a MVC project. Ours is a empty project. That is why I manually imported. How to import? @tag helper, star indicates all. And then Microsoft.ASP.NET.Core.MVC.tag helper is a namespace. That is the syntax. The above statement will import all the tag helpers that are present in the namespace. So, and as discussed above, if you import a library in, then it will be available for all the views now. So if you don't want any view to use global imported tag libraries, if you want anyone don't want to use the global import tag library, then you can say, I can use this concept also. Remove tag helper. Add tag helper, remove tag helper. Next. If you want to use these tag helpers in login port, then delete all the content that is present inside of the section by section tag in the code present there, and write below code inside of the section and by section. Check out form ASP-controller account ASP-action login. Afterwards, HR. I did not use anti-forgery token there. Directly div class is equals to form-group label ASP for email. That is nothing but our model property name. That's it. Next, input ASP for, and also one class. Also we are using one class here. The same thing we are doing for all the three controls. Finally, This is all old code. This is all the old code. Read this now. This will, listen, understand carefully. Don't blindly read off. This will enable server-side code to participate in creating and rendering HTML elements in Razor views. There are many built-in tag helpers for common tasks such as creating forms, links, loading assets for creating the forms, creating the links, loading the assets, and more. And even more available in public GitHub repository as in NuGet packages, as well as we can also create our own. Option 1, Microsoft has given so many built-in tag helpers. Consume them. Option 2, third-party tag helpers are available, developed by someone, and you can search them in the GitHub. There you will be finding a third-party tag helpers. You can download and use them. Option 3, you can create your own tag helpers. Option 3 is you can create your own tag helpers also. Okay, next. Tag helpers are authored in C#, means they are all developed in C#. And the target HTML elements based on the element or attribute name. What is that? Same. First, carefully listen. Every tag helper is a class. Every tag helper is a class. We don't require to use that class anywhere. You don't require to create an instance or call the class directly. What you do is simple. Come here. You're using a label. I will remove this, guys. Color changed off. Means what is the meaning? Regular HTML control, HTML tag now. It's a regular. But when I add this attribute, immediately it will invoke the class label tag helper. It will invoke the class label tag helper, and the label tag helper contains the code that has to be rendered as an output now. It will invoke which class? Open the mouth. Which one? Label tag helper. That class contains the code now. What code? What should be rendered as an output? Say, you're using form. It will invoke the class. Which class? Form tag helper. That class contains the code. What should be rendered? What should be rendered? A form. Method is equals to post. Action is equals to account to slash login. That is the rendered output now. Where that code is present? Inside of the form tag helper. But you did not create an instance anywhere, sir. That only I'm telling you. That is the beauty here. What is that? When I use the attributes, implicitly those classes are invoked and generates you the output automatically. If I need to write again, create instances, means again that will become a big headache now. You will say, why all this, sir? I'll go for a old code only now. What they said is, you don't do anything. You use the attributes. Rest of the things will be taken care by the server code now. The server programming will take care and it will do you all the rendering to you. Listen, read again. Tag helpers are authored in C# means developed in C#. And the target based on the element or attribute name. For example, the built-in label tag helper class targets when the label tag helper attributes are applied. What? We applied the label tag helper attributes now. What? ASP for. If we are familiar with HTML helpers in MVC5, tag helpers will reduce the explicit transition between HTML and C# in Razor views. Means there we write C# code converted into HTML code. But here we are writing HTML code only. We are not writing C# code. It's just like our HTML code. Is again converting C# to HTML. All this flow is not there. Directly, you write HTML code only. In many cases, HTML helper provide an alternative approach to specific tag helpers. But it's important to recognize that tag helpers don't replace HTML helpers. And there is no tag helper available for every. Don't think like this is a replacement. Yeah, this is an alternative. Understand the statements correctly. Replacement means don't use the old again, use only new. Alternative means you can use that one or you can use that one. It's not a replacement. It is only a alternate. That's it. And also one thing, remember, what's it, we don't have a tag helper for every HTML helper. Some places where tag helpers are not available, still you need to depend on HTML helpers only. Point clearer or not? Like partial view importing. There we don't have a tag helper. What we require to use is @HTML.render partial. Remember that or not? If you want to use a partial view in your code, how do you write? @HTML.render partial. For that, we don't have any tag helper. What we should use is HTML helper. That's what it is telling you. HTML helper provide an alternative approach to specific tag helper, but it's important to recognize that tag helpers don't replace, and there is no tag helper available for not available. Where is it present? We can use it. Not present, again, still the old HTML helpers only should be used. What tag helpers provide? Tag helpers provide an HTML friendly development experience for the most part. Razer markup using tag helper looks like standard. Front-end designers who are familiar with HTML, CSS, JavaScript can edit Razer without learning C# Razer syntax. That is the advantage I was telling you. A front-end developer don't know C# now. He's a UI designer. He don't know C#. Okay, if you don't know C#, still you can use the tag helpers now. No need to follow the C# syntaxes here. C# should follow syntaxes, uppercase, lowercase. All this nonsense is not there. Regular HTML code only will be there. Next. Yes. What are tag helpers? Are basically they are to make developers more productive, and be able to produce more robust, reliable, and maintainable code using information that is available on the server. For example, historically, the mantra for updating images was to change the name of the image whenever we change the image, because images will be cached by the browser for performance reasons. Last class I was telling you about this only. Tomorrow, on the top of the page, I want to display my company logo. My company logo. There is an image, header.png. I used that image and I'm showing this on the top of the page now. Tomorrow, my company logo changed. Now they came out with a new logo. So they given me and said update now. Generally what we say, what we do, the new logo name will be the old image name now. Old logo name is header.png. They given a new logo now. What I'll do, I'll delete the old one. I'll put the new one there and I will rename it header.png now. Why, sir? Otherwise, you might be using this image in 10 or 20 places now. You will update all those. It'll become a headache now. So what is the best option? Delete the old. Put the new image there. Rename. But what is the problem? Browser will cache images now. Because browser cache images, even though I have new image here, what will it load, Old image. Sir, if at all you want to load new image, what should I do? I need to clear the browser history now. I need to clear the browser history, clear the cache, then new images will come. But tell me one thing, how do the end user know your image is changed on the server? I need to clear the cache. The end user know that. End user don't know that. End user don't know. Are you getting my point or not? Then the end user still sees the old image only. New image will not be coming until and unless the cache is cleared. But end user don't know, server image is changed now. I should clear the cache. Then I will get the new image. Who knows? No one knows that. Are you getting my point? So to overcome this problem, tag helpers will give you a solution. Tag helpers gives you a solution here also. Okay, I'll tell you how is it. Say, for example, historically, the mantra was to change the name of the image whenever we change the image, because images will be cached. It means if at all you want to change the image, you must compulsory rename the image. If you rename the image, you require to update all the pages where the image is used. That is another headache. When you update again, all code should move to production again. See, image updated. If I change the image, the new image should come into picture. But if I update pages, all the pages should be uploaded back to server. Until then, changes won't reflect. And in this process, you forgot one place where the image name was used. Again starts the headache now. What? Old images will be coming there. So all these particular problems to overcome, the best thing is don't ever rename the images. Don't ever change the image names. Always use the same names. You want a new image, delete the old one, put the new one there, rename it. So all pages will be using the same name. Now, this is easier, but this will cause me a problem of cache. This will cause me a problem of cache. Okay. And that cache problem can be resolved now. How? See, historically, after the image was edited, the name must be changed and each reference to the image in the web application needs to be updated now. Array, changing the image is not over. Wherever we use it, that image, all those names should be updated again now. Okay. Not only this is a labor intensive, but it's also error prone. Why? You could miss a reference, accidentally enter a wrong string. Lot of problems are there. The built-in image tag helpers can do this work automatically for us. That is, this will append a version number to the image name. So whenever the image changes, the server automatically generates a new unique version for the image. So clients are guaranteed to get the latest image. That is 100% assurance you'll get the latest image. I'll show you practically. This robustness and labor saving comes essentially free by using the image tag helpers. This is all free for you. No need to break your heads, make all the changes and all. Just to put the new image and give the same old name. Still it works without a cache problem. I'll show you practically. All the built-in tag helpers target the standard HTML elements and provide server-side attributes for this element. For example, the input element used in our previous contains the and this attribute extracts the name of the specified model property in the rendered HTML now. It is picking the model property. What property? Name. And using it. Email, password. The properties are automatically used here. What are tag helpers? Written in, but are attached to run server-side code from. In other words, views that are created in HTML do not have presentation logic defined in C#, which is ultimately executed on web server. Okay. I'm sorry. Do have their presentation logic defined in C#, which is ultimately executed on web server. Example of some built-in tag helpers are anchor, environment. So many are there. So many built-in tag helpers are there. We can just use all these things. Okay. Let me explain you about each and every tag helper. First one. For creating a form element now. We use this for creating a form element. How to use C? This method equal to post is not required. I already said you enough. Form ASP-controller, ASP-action. Input and submit element. Today I created like this only. What is rendered? See the rendered output. Method equal to. Are you hungry? I'll stop the class. Go and eat food. No one is opening the mouth. What's there? Method equal to post. It is automatically generating a postcode for you. Action equal to home and index. But what did I write? Controller equal to action equal to. But here simply action equal to. Next, input and submit elements. And also the request verification token. MVC runtime generates action attribute value based on ASP controller, and the form tag helper also generates a hidden request verification token to prevent cross-site trigger when used with validate anti-forgery k-filter attribute on HTTP post method, protecting a pure HTML from cross-site request forgery is difficult. The form tag helper provides the service free for you. Okay. And also the default method is post. Even if not specified. The default method is post, even if not specified. I did not specify it, but still it is taking post as the default method there. Okay, now specify, fine. Don't specify, no problem. Next, using a named route. Yesterday only we talked about attribute routing. Now, by using attribute routing, you can give your own names to the routes. Okay, look guys, what is the controller? What is the method name? What is the route C? I'm aliasing Z now, not registration. What is it? Register. Are you clear? And for this, I'm giving a name now. What is it? You can give a name like this. Option is here. Yesterday we did not say, but I can give a name. What is the name? Now I can directly say, no need to write ASP controller separately, ASP action separately. Directly ASP route and the route name. What is the route name? Register route. See what is generated? Account register. What is account register? See the route value, not registration again. What is that? Why? It is aliasing. Yesterday only we learned it. What I thought you knew now is giving a name, and that name can be used in the ASP router. Means no need to write ASP controller, ASP action. Directly say ASP route and the route name. And come here, it is what it generates to you. Again, I'll remove this here. No need this. What's there? Method equal to post, account register. Rest of all same now. Next, form action tag helper. They generates the form action attribute based on the button or input type image tags. Input type image tags. The form action attribute controls where the form submits data. It binds to input elements of type image and button elements. What is that, sir? Yesterday I said you, man, if at all you want to 3 or 4 buttons should be submitting to different pages, you require to write different form tags. One day I shown you, see, delete. Yes, no. Yes is submitting to one page, no is submitting to another page. And for that we use 2 form tags. Am I correct? Otherwise, what is the alternative? You must use links, hyperlinks. Without using submit buttons, we should use hyperlinks. But here we can use submit buttons with single form, but multiple pages you can just transport it. How is it possible? Watch. Look at the class code first. Account controller. 2 methods, login, register. I defined routes also, see. What is the first one? Account login. Second one, account register. Name is login route, register route. Now, all of you have a look. How many form tags I have? I did not use any controller or action or third one. 3 options I said, third option is route. I did not use the 3 now. What 3? ASP controller is not used. ASP action, ASP route is also not used. Okay. Now, this is a button. You can specify it here. See now, this is going to call you login. This is going to call you register. And both are under the same form. See there. Both are under the same form now. So this is a button. Yeah, button is submit only. In HTML, button means submit only. Input type is equals to button will create a normal button. But button tag will create you submit button. Submit button can be created in 2 ways. 1, input type is equals to submit. Option 2, button. That also will create your submit. But see, both are under the same form tag, but both are submitting to different action methods now. In a traditional, how you should write, in your olden days, how to write? Form. Okay. No. At the rate HTML dot begin form. This is one form. Tell me guys, how do you write? Here, the name of the action method. I want to hit the login. Next, controller account. And here you should add one button. Oh, button name is equals to something. You can just add a button. Name is equals to BTN login. ID is equals to BTN login. And actual value is equals to login is equals to login. Now see, when I click on this button, it will submit to login and account. Suppose I want to submit to register. What should I do? One more form tag. Then I should say register. And this button see now, how many form tags are you using now? You're using 2 separate form tags. Tomorrow, if 10 buttons like this, the 10 should call 10 action methods. How many form tags should I use now? 10 form tags. But see now, you're using only 1 form tag. And for that form tag, you're not writing any action attribute, either route or controller or method. Nothing is there. Where is it? For button you have now. Button, controller, action. Action. Is it clear? Otherwise, without using ASP controller, ASP action, you can use ASP underscore route and give the route name also. See that. Register route. Which one you feel simple, follow it here. That's your choice. But the advantage is multiple form tags are not there. How many? One single form tag. General problems, whatever we come across, everything is addressed here. General problems, whatever we are facing, everything is addressed. Someone asked this particular question, sir, we're designing an application last week, I remember. Someone asked this particular question. In the left-hand side, they put a set of buttons. Each button should call a separate thing. The solution what I said for them is either change to link buttons there, or otherwise I said you add multiple form tags, I said. I don't know who. Someone asked this particular question. One thing I said is change all the left side buttons to link buttons. Second option I said you add form tags. How many? 10 buttons, 10 form tags. Now I'm telling you, if you are working with core, one single form tag will do the job. You can add buttons like this and you can specify the action method you wanted to call now. Is that clear, all of you? Okay, so that is how you can just do the designing now. Next, this renders an input ASP for expression name, the expression name. See that the input tag helper sets the HTML type based on the .NET type. The below table lists some common .NET types and generated HTML. Bool. Array, you saw now, half an hour back you saw bool, generated checkbox. String, date and time. Byte, int, single, double, number. The following table shows some common data annotation attribute that the input tag helper will map to specific. Email, URL, hidden field, phone, password, date. Just now you saw first one is email. It has generated input type is equals to email. Second one is password. Input type is equals to password. I got it automatically, all this based on either data types or data annotation. See, for the first two, I used the data annotation. For the third one, data type. To make you understand that only, I've written the code like this. See, here I use data annotations. But see the last one, guys. I don't have any annotation. But there it came based on data type. Now, what is the data type? Bool. Why I used the annotations here? Because both are strings only here. Both are strings with text box will come now. You want text box, huh? I want email and I want password now. So that's what I used. Annotations here. Email address, password. But here, bool. I did not use any annotations here. Why? Bool will generate me a checkbox and that is coming into picture automatically. So it all matters. Annotations or data types. First, it will check for annotations. Annotations are present based on annotations, it will generate. No annotations, then it will look at the data type. That hierarchy is also important. First, don't look at the data type. First, it looks at the annotations. Annotations are available. Rendering is done based on the annotations. No annotations available. Then it will check the data types, and based on the data types, it will render the controls to you. So that is how it uses the things inside. Okay, what next? This will create your list box. This will create your list box. List box or drop down list. Two things now. Drop down list, a single selection, list box, multi selection. Are you clear? See now how to create list boxes here. Watch it. I have a class. What is the class? Property name. Property name is country. Okay, now I want a list box showing all the list of countries now. What did I do? I declared one get property. See, what is the type? Array list box, what you'll store here? Select list item only na. You learned in your ASP already. So I'm just creating a list, adding all the values, text. Okay. Now see the property, what you defined is country. What is the difference between this is the property here? This is the values from where it has to load now. Value should come from countries, but selection should be assigned to country. Scalar or complex? Scalar or complex? Array, what I selected, concentrate on that here. Scalar only na. String. Array, I selected this one and asking you na. Scalar. This is complex. This is scalar means one value na. It'll create a drop down list now. It'll create a drop down list. How to use it, watch guys. ASP for your property names. Understand the name. Get the items from countries, model dot countries. It is going to pick the items from the model dot countries, and the selected value is assigned to country. The selected value is assigned to country now. And this is scalar. So what it creates is a drop down list. See, generates a select and associate option elements for properties of your model. In HTML, how do you create a drop down list? Forget HTML already. Select options, all the items. Now see, it'll create a select, and all these are going to be the options now. The select tag helper ASP for specifies the model property name for the select element, and ASP-item specify the options for elements. Means this is for all the option tags now. This is for all the option elements are created based on this now. Okay. And once again, I'm telling you, concentrate on the scalar single selection. So creates you drop down. So I want a list box. I want a list box. How do you get list box? Select control only, but we use another attribute called as a multi-select. Multi. We just use an attribute called multi. They'll create you list box to you. How do you do that? Watch. Concentrate on that line enough. You can easily understand now. What is that, guys? Scalar or complex? Public IEnumerable string means user wants to assign multiple values. Remaining is same only. This is same code. And come here, country. And this is going to create you what? The select tag helper will automatically generate multiple is equals to attribute. Multiple attribute is generated. If the property specified as being a, for example, understand this property, scalar, single selection, list, drop down list, complex, multi-selection, list box. List box is generated. Next, anchor tag. Anchor tag helper enhances the standard HTML anchor tag by adding new attribute. How do you create an anchor tag in HTML? Tell me. Yeah. And you set the attributes. Okay, fine. In HTML helpers, @action dot, @HTML dot action link, controller name, method name, action method name, controller name, any route values. Edit view we created na. Edit view, any route attributes, any HTML attributes, all those things. Okay. Now how do we create? Watch. This is a method. This is a method. See the route name. I given the route name also. See now A. That's all. No need to out. Same here. @HTML dot action link. Action method name. Controller name. Now also same only. How do you write? What is the advantage of writing like this, Descriptiveness. What descriptiveness? If I'm writing @HTML dot action link and I'm writing something here. Tell me what is the first one, what is the second one now? You need to remember the signature now. First one is an action method, second one is a tomorrow there is a chance of thinking first one is a controller name, second one action method. Do I have a chance to change? I don't have. Compulsory sequence should be followed. But now I don't require. Descriptive. You write action first, controller next. What is the problem? That sequence is not important now. Why? When you have name there, you write first star, last star. Why does it matter? And anyone who looks into the code also can easily understand. This is the name of the controller. This is the name of the action method. No need any descriptiveness for the user now. Are you clear? And you remember the first parameter is not action method. The first parameter display text. The first parameter is a display text. Second parameter is action method name. Third parameter is controller name. That is what? You cannot change that sequence at all. Correct? But here see, display text is this one. And that is the controller name. That the action method name. Really going forward, it will be easy for people to understand the code also. Descriptiveness is added now. Other way, route name. We just said the attribute routing na. The route name. What is the route name? Student get. See. For buttons also I shown you. For form also I shown you. For action link also I can use either name or controller separately, action method name separately. All these things can be used. Okay, next. Image tag helper. The image tag helper enhances the image tag to provide cache busting behavior. Cache busting behavior for static image files. Cache busting string means a unique value representing the hash of the static image file appended to the asset's URL. The unique string prompts client sends some proxies to reload the image from the host web server and not from the client cache. What is that? Nothing, guys. How do you display images in HTML? Tell me, please. Don't look at that. How do you display images? Image src is equals to next width, height, and all. Mainly src. That's it now. Okay. Now, if at all you just want to get an image, guys, I'm sorry. Look, image src is equals to width and height, all same you can give, but you have a new attribute. What it will do, based on the image, it will generate one key value. Based on the image, it will generate one key value, and that value is appended to the image name. Suppose the key value is 1, 2, 3, 4. Just for example, I'm telling you that is appended to the image name now. Tomorrow you change the image, and rename the image as a new image came here. You renamed the new image now. What is the new image name? ASP logo. But what is the problem in general behavior? When you go to the browser, what will load? Old image will load. Without that problem, this will generate you another key value and appends. Means name is changing now. The key value is appended to file name now. So automatically name is changing. So when name changes, browser will load from server or browser cache. When name changes, it will go to server or cache. Server. So it is not using the cached memory now. What it uses? Server. Again, it will contact the server. Tomorrow you change to 100 different new images. Use the same name. Not at all a problem. Every time what it loads is new image because of the version number what it suffixes to you. See here, Cache busting string means a unique value representing the hash of the static image file appended to the, they remember the word assets. One day we already used this word. CSS files, image files, JS files, all these are called as assets. Static files are all called assets. Okay. The unique string prompts client and some proxies to reload the image from the host web server and not from the, it is telling the browser, hey, go and load from the server, not from the browser cache. Now what the browser will do? Contacts the server, gets the image. Because you remember host, assets are not loaded in the first request. All assets are loaded after the first request. I clearly shown you. First page is loaded. Afterwards, you are using any assets means again it will contact the server and load the assets. To minimize that, we used bundling. To minimize that only we used bundling. Here also, image also. First page is loaded. Looks at the image now. Now it compares the images in its cache now. No, this image is not present in the cache. What it will do? Contact the server. That's why, haven't you noticed? Images are loaded lately in a page. Some pages you see page loaded. Afterwards, image gets displayed. Why? The page loads first. Image won't load. After loading the page, now the browser, if it finds the image in the cache, it will use that cached image. If it doesn't find the image in the cache, then it will contact the server, load the image. That's why image loading will always take time for you. Got it? Audios, videos, all will take time. In the page loaded, they are not loaded. They're loaded for you in the background slowly. Okay. So yeah, I'll show this practical. I'll show you an example about this one. I'll change the image, but name will be same and still new image will come there. How it happens and all. Next. Environment tag helper. Environment tag helper. So what this environment tag helper is? I talked about the environments now, production, development, staging, all this. When you're consuming assets like JS files, bootstrap files, and all the files, listen, it's a very, very important point tomorrow when you work in the industry. When you're consuming assets, one way of consuming assets is download all the assets into your project. Yeah, I'm downloading Bootstrap, I'm downloading jQuery, dragging and dropping and using those files and using in the application now. Yes or not? So local, we just use it from the local. Okay. And the problem here is every time means when it is loaded on the client system, all these files also loaded to the client machine. All the files also will be loaded to the client machines now. Are you getting me? Yes or not? The major problem is all the files go to client system. And another problem is there. Recently, someone faced this. Recently, 2 days back or 3 days back, someone got this particular problem. What is it? Even though JS files are present on the system, that's not working for them. Even though JS files are present on that, the system is not working there. The alternate for this particular things is, means tomorrow when you work in the real time, every time downloading these JS files onto your project, increasing the project size is waste of time now. So we have a concept called as CDN, Content Delivery Network. Content Delivery Network. Just like, see, what is this? All these are first put one in centralized location. All these are put in one centralized location and the URL is provided to you. Use that URL in the code. No need to download JavaScript and all in your browser on your local projects again. If you use that URL again, no need to download them into your local projects again. Now in the runtime, it will connect off to the content delivery network and from there it will take the resources. Means you don't require to have all these particular JS files, Bootstrap files on the local machine. And again, downloading all the assets of the client system, that won't happen. Without that, what will happen? It will directly connect to the content delivery network and from there. Today also library manager, when I downloaded, do you remember there it asked you CDN.js. That is one content delivery network. So from there you can download. How do I know this, sir? How do I get this particular URL? Very simple, guys. Open the Google and just simply CDN for Bootstrap or CDN for jQuery. CDN for jQuery, search content delivery network. See jQuery CDN, Java point, Java T point. Click on that. When you click on that, it will give you the CDN link for the appropriate thing. This is the CDN for this. Just a minute. Other than this, you have much more better options. This is a better option. jQuery CDN. jQuery CDN. You want a minified version? Just this is the jQuery. The latest is 3.7.0 minified. SRC. Some keys will be there. Cross origin, anonymous, cross origin. Remember cross origin? Anonymous means free for all. It is free for all. Okay. This script tag, you just copy this. And now in your code, without dragging and dropping from your folders, what you do, paste this there. Paste this there. Okay, that's what I was telling. Last one, someone faced the problem with the local jQuery. It did not work for them. And on that day, again, what we done is only who is the CDN and the problem solved. Okay, sometimes browser behaves weird here. Why will it happen? No one has answer. Hundreds of errors will come. No one knows answers for everything. We need to Google and we need to find out what error I get, you may not get. What error you get, I may not get. Are you getting my point? Okay, because I'm teaching you, don't think like I know each and every error. I'm not a machine. I don't know. I don't know each and every error. I say to everyone, I know only 20% of .NET. I know only 20% in .NET, that's all. There is still 80% to learn. Are you getting me? Then you just check yourself. Where are you now? So thing is, every error, I don't know, guys. You come out with an error. What I do is only Google, find out the solution and use. On that day, the same thing. We just faced the 15-20 minutes. We just checking out why is it not working. And afterwards, we Googled. We found that array. Someone said, no one answered. Why is it not working? The only solution is not working. I use CDN is the answer there. That's all. Why it is not working? No one has answer. Are you getting my point here? So the answer what he has given is use a CDN link then. Immediately we copied a CDN, pasted it, worked. That's it. So basically, tomorrow in the production environments, generally we use CDNs. Development environment, we use local. Why? In development, sometimes internet may not be present on your system now. Then I cannot use CDN. Are you getting me? I'm using my local development environment here. I don't have a network. I don't have internet connectivity now. Then I will use CDN now. CDN requires a connection, internet connection, then only works. Then what to do? Use local files. When you go to production, will client have a internet type? Client doesn't have internet, this page won't come now. This compulsory client is on internet now. So then CDN works. So that's why when you're writing the code, earlier we used to manually write all these particular things. What is it? We used to write both the two things. Before moving to the earlier, both means the old script tag also will be present, this script tag also will be present. We put this in comment. Local bootstrap will work. So before I push to production, what should I do? I should comment that, uncomment this. If I forget, 100 pages are there. All the 100 pages I should do it. If I forget now, problems now. So to resolve it, they've given you a new tag called as environment tag helper. What is that? You can write code in this. What is it? If environment is development, use so and so code. If environment is a production, use so and so code. First only write off that one. No need to comment or uncomment. Tomorrow in the launch settings, you put it development. Automatically, it will use the local JS. You change their environment is equals to production. It will go to CDN now. So that is the environment tag helper, what you have. See, the environment tag helper conditionally renders it enclosed content based on the current hosting environment. That is, the stack helper include or exclude attributes can be used to specify a comma separated list of environment names. If any of the given environment name matches the current environment, the enclosed content list is rendered. Means you can just put the code like this. Look, guys. Development. Local. I'm using local. Exclude development. Exclude development means anything other than development now. Can be production, can be staging. Sir, can I write multiple? Yeah, you can write like this also. Include production, comma, staging. But tomorrow if the name is mentioned as a testing, it won't work again. So that's why I written as what? Opposite. Exclude development. Exclude development means anything other than development. You called as a testing, you called as a staging, you called as a UIT, whatever you call, doesn't matter. Then go to CDM. Did you understand how to use it now? And no need of commenting, uncommenting every time now. So based on the environment, the code works. Are you clear? See, that's what I said to you with the config files also. Last week when I was explaining about the config files also, Microsoft understood the common problems what developers face in their day-to-day application development and tried to give solutions for all the problems. Did you catch my point or not? What it is trying to do? Understand the common problems that occur the day-to-day. See, this also I said you, coming to these app settings. Separately you can organize. Based on the environment, the settings file will change up now. Yes or not? Okay. So Microsoft understood the common problems what developers face in their day-to-day application development and try to give solution for all the problems. See, this is the biggest headache. If I don't use environment tag, simply I'm using what? Commenting and uncommenting. Commenting and uncommenting. Today I made some changes. After making some changes here, I forgot to do the commenting and uncomment, pushed up the code to production. Faces the issue. Yesterday night only I done this. Yesterday night only, not about this one. I made the same blunder. Client was just facing some problem with some data on a date. So what I done? I just got the latest code from the JIT now. I just used that specific date in the code. I use the specific date. Actually, the code should run current date -1. This is a job. Every day it runs now. And it will export some data from one place to another place. Okay. So client made a complaint. It's fine. But one day I'm facing an error. I'm not getting the data for the date. So what is the problem? We try to identify the problem. And I just used that particular date in the code now. I got the latest from the server. Put the date now. Just to change the current date, what is mentioned, I debugged the code. I got the reason. There's a duplicate record. There's a duplicate record coming and the table has a primary key and the record is not going there now. That is the problem. Identified the problem. So we fixed that. Duplicate entries are there. We deleted the duplicate entries, fixed it. And afterwards, I pushed up the code. And that day, everything. Next day, code is not running. Then when I go and check it out, no one just looked at it. Still, anyone in the US team did not look at the particular thing. I just, when the client has reported me, I gone and checked that. The blunder what I made is, I forgot to change the date there. The complaint date, I left it like that. He said that so-and-so date has a problem. I changed the date now. I left the date there and pushed up the code now. Forgot. These are the common problems what we face. But actually, what should be the code there? Datetime.now -1 should be there. Means current date before that should run now. See, today morning, see, every day this job runs early morning, 12 o'clock. Early morning, what is today's date? 6. So early morning, 12 o'clock, what it will do? It will take today's date -1. -1 means 5. Means all the data of the 5th will be transported now. The client is facing problem with date 1. I put the date. I pushed up the code in the production now. So every day that date only will run now. So remaining dates won't run. So before someone noticed it, I identified, fixed the problem and pushed it. But if they really notice, that is a serious issue. If anyone in the team or the US team or anyone notice this particular things issue, there's a serious issue. Sometimes you may be losing the job also. You will be losing the job also. Serious problem. Why? See, before you do anything, you should properly check all the things. Any minor mistake is just only data only, not a problem. But sometimes you are dealing with production data. If anything goes wrong and any data got deleted, how serious problem it is, you understand. So that's why before pushing the code 1 to twice, you need to check. The regular problems, what we generally face is this only commenting, uncommenting, all these things. To resolve this problem, Microsoft tried to give maximum answers for all the problems what we are facing. Is it clear? So that's way it has given you multiple app settings files now, environment tags now, all these things, telling you minimize the risk rate with all these particular things. Are you clearer or not? So this is all the way how you use the tag helpers. So today I given an idea, that's all. One small example I shown you, but tomorrow onwards in every view I will use only tag helpers. If tag helper is not there, then I'll go with HTML helpers. Maximum we'll use tag helpers. Otherwise, HTML helpers. Okay. We can create our own tag helpers also. We'll see that also. We'll create our own tag helper also and use in the code. Okay. Let's stop here. We'll meet tomorrow.
Recording stopped.